in one context, he said the mother whom he was worshipping in the temple, and his own mother, and also Holy Mother Susarada, they were the manifestations of the divine, the same divine. And coming to a most unlikely person like Shankaracharya, who said the world is not permanent, Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya Jivo Brahmaiva Navara. The great non-dualistic philosophy, which considers human life, empirical life, human relations as impermanent, which indicates the highest, what we call Nivritti Marga, I mean the realization of the supreme, omnipresent, immanent reality, Atman, Brahman, whatever you may call it. That Shankaracharya, you know what he did? He was a small boy, maybe 6 years old, and he waited till his mother gave him permission to become a monk. And after, of course, there is a miracle associated with this. I'm not going into those details. Anyhow, finally, his mother gave him permission. He left his home, and when he was almost 17 years old, after completing all the great, marvelous spiritual, religious classics of Vedanta, writing commentaries on the Brahma Sutras, Upanishads, and Gita, and so on, he was almost 17 years old. He was going about in the northern states of India, around maybe 2,000 miles away from his home. He suddenly had a flash, because when his mother was about to face death, she was in her deathbed. And Shankaracharya had given a promise to his mother. In fact, that was the only promise he gave. That was the only condition on which his mother gave him permission to become a mendicant monk. So, I shall appear before you when you are able to breathe your last. This is the only promise. So, in one of the classical texts, Shankaracharya's life, Shankaracharya, Pradignatam Maya Tadha Atra. That's Shankaracharya replies to the relatives who asked him the question, you are a monk, what relation do you have with your mother? You have performed after death rituals of your own parents, and you have become a world-renouncing saint, and what relation do you have? So Shankara said, but I gave me promise when I was a child. And he came back to his native home, maybe 2,000 miles away, and mother was about to breathe her last, and Shankara was not teaching her non-dualistic philosophy. Shankara gave her the vision of Lord Krishna, child Krishna, the highly endearing form of Vishnu as child Krishna, and mother was very happy and she passed away. So you find in Vedantic tradition, Sanatana tradition, respect for one's mother is elevated to a spiritual relationship. And it is perhaps the only spiritual relationship that one could have at the empirical level, in the family relations level. So in Vedanta tradition, we worship Durga as the Divine Mother. Durga as the power manifesting the entire universe, as the immanent reality residing in all of us, as the omnipresent reality everywhere. See, Ya Sri Swayam Sukadinam Bhavaneshu Alakshmi Papatmanam Kritiyam Hridayeshu Buddhi Saddha Sadam Virajana Prabhavasya Lajja. You find these verses in the chanting. That Divine Mother manifests in the hearts of the virtuous people as prosperity, and as misery in the hearts of the sinful, and then as spiritual concentration in the hearts of the spiritual seekers. And this Divine Mother manifests as different forms of learning, different branches of knowledge. See, Vidya samastas tavadevi bhedaha shriyas samastas agala jivatsu. So, in all the women folk, it is this mother manifesting. And all the different branches of learning are manifestations of the Divine Mother as the supreme knowledge. So when we worship the Divine Mother, we, as her children, we can ask not only for spiritual liberation, but also for common people. They can also pray for the material wants. That's why in the Chandi there is a phrase, BHUKTI MUKTI PRADAAYINI. BHUKTI means, practically it means enjoying physical comforts, money, wealth, status, position, all these things which we call normally understand by material prosperity. You can pray to the Divine Mother for that also. And if you are a highly elevated soul, if you are full of renunciation, you can also pray for the highest liberation from this cycle of life, death and rebirth, and for the ultimate spiritual liberation. Sri Ramakrishna puts it in his own homely style. Sri Ramakrishna says, mother is ready to cook whatever kinds of food that her children the children want to eat. So the example is, mother cooks different dishes from fish. Some children may not be able to eat some kind of preparations. I am not very familiar with this, but still, when you read the Gospel, you find how Sri Ramakrishna interprets the highest spiritual philosophy in the language of people living in this world, in the vocabulary of common life situations. A small child may not be able to eat maybe smoked fish. If you give McDonald's hamburger, that child will die. So that child needs some kind of preparation which is suitable to his or her taste, health and so on. A grown-up youngster can eat a solid food. He may be able to digest it. So mother is willing to give whatever food her children can digest. Similarly, all of us can pray to the Divine Mother. You need not hesitate. Sometimes you find in spiritual classics, you should not pray for material comforts. We should not ask for wealth, position, status, prosperity and so on. But there is only one form of worship, that is the worship of God as Mother. You can pray for anything. That's